Jamie, tournament's finally upon us and you'll be making your debut as an international coach. How much pride are you filled with having made the transition from international player to international coach?
Very proud to be honest. It's something that I've been building towards for the last couple of years since I stopped playing 11-a-side properly full time with clubs and country. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to. Now I've transitioned from an assistant coach, the men with the women, and now that I've got the team as head coach, it's something that I can't wait to get them out on the pitch and put everything into practice that we've worked on.
So tell us a bit about Jamie Bosio, the coach. As a player, it was your work ethic that stood out. So is this part of the values that you want to demand from your futsal squad?
Yeah, I could say I wasn't technically as good a player as most, but yeah, work ethic is something that I demand from all 14 players in the final squad, and they know that when the intensity of the training sessions, it's something that I constantly demand. And in futsal specifically, you're going to be on for 3-4 minutes giving high intensity, and then you're off to give someone else a chance and get yourself a little bit of rest. So within a futsal court, you have to be playing at a high intensity, so work ethic is non-negotiable really, yeah.
So women's football and futsal is developing at a tremendous rate locally, and the number of players available to choose from is greater than ever. So with this in mind, has it been harder to select your final squad for this tournament?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going back to last year, we had a smaller pool of players to choose from. I think the local league that's been set up again this year has helped that. We started with initially a squad of about 26, 27 players, which we've now whittled down eventually to the final 14, but that's what I want. It's a good headache to have more players to select and more players that are involved and wanting to play futsal, not just the 11-a-side game. Obviously, they complement each other, the fact that players can play both. So football and futsal as two sports that really link well together are growing in Gibraltar, and that's obviously going to benefit both national sides going forward.
So take us through the team's preparations for the qualifiers. How are the players shaping up? Your squad has been together for quite some time now.
Yeah, we started the second week of March. So once the girls had finished their 11-a-side international duty, they had a couple of weeks off. The futsal domestic league started, and since then we had a preliminary training squad where we were training once or twice a week, and then we've been slowly building that. We've had players that have come back from university for Easter break and have now stayed on, like Caitlin, like Tiffany, like Dahlia, and obviously there are some of the more experienced players that were in the squad last time round. So the fact that they've joined the girls that were already here has improved the standard in the training sessions. And with those senior players, well, they're not really senior, they're still quite young, but I consider them senior players, the experience they bring, that has increased the standard in the sessions and the intensity in the sessions as well. So we've been working on all kinds of stuff, tactically, positionally, movements, set pieces, everything you can think of. So I think the team is as well prepared as we can be given the 8-9 week time frame that we've had.
Regarding this tournament specifically, is there anything that you've focused working on has been more general preparation?
Well, yeah, we've looked at the different opponents that we're going to be facing. In comparison to last year, we only had Belgium in a competitive game, as Kazakhstan never travelled, so we only experienced one competitive game and one friendly. So this time we've got the 3 different opponents in a competitive situation. So obviously the game plan for each individual opponent is going to be different depending on what their qualities are, maybe what their strengths are, but also what weaknesses we can potentially exploit. So that's all been inbuilt into the preparation alongside the training as we've gone on and as the weeks have gone by.
On a personal note, you still play quite actively international futsal for Gibraltar. So do you think the experience of playing in these types of qualifiers will help you as a coach?
Yeah, I think so. I experienced my first international tournament just recently with the men's squad in Germany. So I know that what the physical demands are going to be for these players now that I'm coaching in a short period of time where you've got to turn over 3 games in 4 days. So things like that are going to obviously help. Also, because I've been working with Jose Carlos quite closely, he's passed on a lot of information to me and knowledge, and I've learned a lot from him since I've been with him and working with him the last couple of years. And it's about taking that now into the women's game and hopefully giving another good positive performance in this tournament. I mean, the girls have responded to how I've coached them in the last few weeks, and we're all looking forward to now getting out on the court.
What can we expect from your opponents this week? We had Belgium last year, as you mentioned. But regarding Slovakia and Moldova, what can you tell us?
Slovakia are quite similar to Belgium in regards to the ranking, where they are. They're quite a physical team. They are quite direct. That is something that we need to look at in perhaps our gameplay against them, trying to avoid them going into probably their strongest player, which is their pivot, and then seeing how we manage around that and potentially catching them on the break and using the pace of the young players that we've got. Moldova, last tournament, didn't get on too well, and as a result are below us in the current ranking. So that's a game that we'll probably want to target as well, to try and look for a positive result in. But yeah, again, we want to go out in each game and give 100%. And like I say to the girls, we're not focusing on results. If we put in a positive performance, the result comes as a result of that performance. So that's what we're looking at doing, taking each game at a time and then focusing on the next one once it's done, and moving each day as it comes.
Well, with that in mind, have you got set yourself any targets? Have you got any realistic aims for the week?
No, like I said, just get a positive result each game. Yeah, positive performance will bring the results anyway. So the pressure's not on the girls to perform at all. They know what they need to do. We've worked on what we have in training, and now it's about going out and for them to enjoy the experience, really. And if they enjoy the experience and they put in 110%, I can guarantee that the results will come as a result of that. And just so that they come off the court at the end feeling proud of what they've achieved. And for me, that's enough. I mean, we got a point last year without really thinking we could have got that. So now we want to try and build on that and see where we are a year later. But why not go for each game and see how it goes.
And lastly, we're hosting the tournament. So is there a message that you have for Gibraltar?
Yeah, definitely come out and support the girls. I mean, you've got 3 international games coming up, so definitely come down, get to Centenary Sports Hall and make the noise like they did last year. I hope they'll give you a performance to be proud of.